Hello everyone. Welcome back to another session of Coder Web Training. Today we continue our journey into ICD-11, one of the most impactful milestones in how we classify and report health and disease on a global scale. In this episode, we will continue to explore ICD-11 tooling environment with a special focus on the ICD-11 coding tool. ICD-11 offers a modern evidence-based framework that captures more nuanced clinical concepts, supports improved patient care, enhances public health surveillance, and enables richer data for research and policy decisions. It builds on the familiar ICD structure you are relied on for years, while reflecting advances in medicine, digital health, and international collaboration. Throughout this series, we will delve into additional features, resources, and tools within ICD-11. Code Web Training serves as a foundational introductory resource to help you become comfortable with ICD-11 concepts and terminology. It is not a substitute for a comprehensive formal ICD-11 training program. For full proficiency and certification, please pursue an in-depth in-person or formally structured course offered by organized ICD-11 training providers. Although ICD-11 is central, ICD-10 remains in active use during the transition. To support your needs, our CWT program will continue to cover ICD-10 topics in upcoming sessions, ensuring you stay proficient across both coding systems. Thank you for joining this important journey. Together, we will leverage ICD-11 to improve mortality reporting, support better patient outcomes, and strengthen health data worldwide. Let's start with a high-level tour of what's new, what remains familiar, and how this transition will unfold in daily coding practice. My name is Saman Gamage, and I am a medical doctor with a specialization in public health. I currently serve as a senior technical advisor on medical certification and ICD within the Bloomberg Data for Health initiative of the CDC Foundation, and I will be your guide through this presentation along with Patricia Wood and Yusuf Hamad. The content of my presentation was reviewed by the two coding experts, Patricia Wood and Yusuf Hamad. The outcome of this session. By the end of the session, students will be able to use the ICD-11 coding tool to search and assign ICD-11 codes to diagnosis, causes updates, etc. This is my lesson plan today. I will start my discussion around ICD-11 tools, paying special attention to ICD-11 coding tool, then coding tool features, and some definitions of terms. Our ICD-11 training series will focus on the tools that end users interact with directly. These include a browser, the primary way to explore and access ICD-11 content, search for diagnosis, and review coding guidance. Coding tool, a practical desk-side companion that helps you apply ICD-11 codes accurately in daily workflows. ICD Fit, a user-friendly resource to check alignment, fit, and applicability of codes to specific clinical scenarios. ICD e-learning tool, an engaging self-paced learning platform to build proficiency and confidence with ICD-11 concepts and coding. While there are additional tools designed for development, maintenance, and for programmatic access, our series will concentrate on the end-user experience. We will cover how to effectively use the browser and the coding tool to streamline your coding work, improve accuracy, and enhance your understanding of ICD-11. The ICD-11 homepage presents a clean, modern dashboard that serves as the entry point to the full taxonomy, search, and tooling ecosystem for ICD-11. At a glance, you will notice the primary navigation tools, a prominent search bar for fast concept lookup, enabling quick discovery of terms and codes. On the left, the navigation panel provides quick access to the core sections, including the ICD-11 browser, the coding tool, the ICD API, and the ICD-11 implementation and transition guide. This layout supports seamless exploration without leaving the home view. Under the Learn More tab, you will find resources such as the ICD homepage, the ICD-11 reference guide, a fact sheet, licensing information, training materials, and a short introductory video about ICD-11. There is also a convenient link to the ICD-10 browser for reference. The Be Involved tab provides access to the ICD-11 maintenance platform, which we will discuss in more detail later. The fourth tab connects you to the other classifications, including the International Classification of Functioning Disability and Health, ICF, illustrating how ICD-11 interplays with related standards. Together, these elements create a comprehensive starting point for learning, exploring, and implementing ICD-11 with quick access to guidance, updates, and related resources. ICD-11 coding tool. You can access ICD-11 coding tool by clicking on this blue font, ICD-11 coding tool, and which enables you to open the coding tool for coding with ICD-11. Coding tool looks like this. There is a search window where you will type or enter terms for coding, and your results will appear under destination entities. For example, the code for cholelithiasis. In this case, our search term is cholelithiasis, and cholelithiasis is coded to DC11.Z. Let's go into more details of ICD-11 coding tool. There are some special features. It can search all terms in the foundation. It has a word completion feature. It can recognize related words. The tool has facilities to implement matching score and classification order. There is another option for smart search. It's a smart tool. And flexible search is also another feature of ICD-11 coding tool. Let's discuss these features one by one. Feature 1. ICD-11 coding tool searches all terms in the ICD Foundation. ICD-11 Foundation component contains many more entities and terms than the released ICD-11 MMS, that means linearization. The coding tool searches all terms in the ICD-11 Foundation component, but guides the user to the correct code in ICD-11 MMS, ICD-11 linearization. This is how the searching is done in using the coding tool. You can enter search term in the search window. Here is an example: tuberculosis. Coding tool generates two different outputs as the search continues. One, the word list. Two, destination entities. Word list and destination entities. Another feature of ICD-11 coding tool is word completion. Word completion is a simple time-saving helper for typing ICD-11 terms. It is a smart helper that finishes your word or phrases as you type. It saves time, reduces typing effort, and help you find the right terms faster. The benefits of this feature are: it reduces spelling mistakes and variations, helps you discover the exact ICD-11 term, and speeds up workflow. In this example, as you type TYP, maybe for typhoid, the word is already completed and typhoid is appearing under destination entities. And again, under the word list, there are similar completed words appear. So it's a matter of choosing one of these words. So for example, if you're typing for something like typogastric or typoenteritis, so you can easily select what you are looking for. Coding tool feature 3 is related words. This feature is a helper that suggests related terms and synonyms connected to what you are typing. It expands options beyond exact matches, helps you find the right ICD-11 term, even if you don't recall the exact wording. You start typing a concept or partial term. The tool surfaces related words, phrases, synonyms from the ICD-11 vocabulary. In this example, as you type malignant, there are destination entities related to the term malignant. And also in the word list, there are other terms related to malignant: tumor, primary, other, metastatic, secondary, site. They are all related to the term that you are searching for. When you find related words, you may click the related word instead of typing the next word. For example, malignant neoplasm in vagina, so you can easily select the related word. Sorting by alphabetical order is also provided. On the left side of the coding tool shows a list of words. If you are in the middle of a word, the system guesses what you are typing. You can see the coding tool tells you guessing the word being typed, and the guessed words appear under the word list. If you have completed the word, the system will show you related words. So you have completed typing malaria, and then related words in the word list. You can see some related words to malaria: plasmodium, fever, ovale, tertium, falciparum, vivax. They are all related to malaria. The list can be sorted by relatedness or alphabetically. So you can switch relatedness or alphabetical order by using this button. The relatedness is calculated by using the number of times the word appear together in the ICD together with some other similar measures. So this search is according to the relatedness or repetition. Coding tool feature 4, matching score and classification order. Search results dynamically available as user type, organized by matching score and classification hierarchy. Here is some destination entities or results according to the matching score. Search term is type-wide and results appear according to the matching score. And if you search results by classification order, if you want to view results by classification order, they will appear in the classification order. As you all can see, it is in the classification order because the codes are in the way that they appear in the classification. One A07.0, one A07.1, Y, and so on. You may sort the output order of destination entities by matching score or classification order. As I told you before, appendicitis according to the matching score, and you can choose whatever you want, whether it is matching score or classification order. Tuberculosis by matching score appears here. And tuberculosis by classification order appears here. Coding tool feature 5, Smart Search. Smart Search in ICD-11. Similar words. Coding tool can recognize similar words, tuberculosis and tuberculous. And it is aware of spelling variants, American and British English, edema and edema. Substitution such as renal and kidney, cancer, malignant. And then hand in compound words. Searching myelitis will get you neuromyelitis and poliomyelitis as well. So this is due to the smart search feature of ICD-11 coding tool. Incomplete results. If the system finds more than 50 entities, it will show the best 50 matches and will place the warning the results are incomplete. If the words entered in the search are not precise enough and the system finds more results than it could show, it gives the following warnings. If the system finds more than 50 entities, it will show best 50 matches and will place the warning the results are incomplete. In these cases, you are advised to provide more information in the search area. There are some icons used in the ICD-11 coding tool. Let's go through these icons. An exact match or perfect match is indicated by a blue highlighted string code, blue highlight. Optional post coordination is indicated by a gray plus icon. Mandatory post coordination is indicated by a red icon, red plus icon. A coding note is indicated by a green icon. As you use the coding tool, you will have the opportunity to use these icons as and when required. Here, urolithiasis, the search term is urolithiasis. Blue highlighted stem code indicates it is the exact match. GB7Z, blue highlighted stem code. And there is also a gray plus icon indicating optional post coordination. So if you want to search more, if you want to post coordinate, so there is opportunity to post coordinate optionally. Partial matches are highlighted in orange. You can see urolithiasis unspecified is a blue highlighted stem code, but drug-induced urolithiasis is highlighted in orange. It is a partial match. Now here, gray plus icon indicates optional post coordination, and it also says post coordination is available. So as you post coordinate, you can post coordinate for other features, maybe for laterality or for associated conditions. Search term here is non-ST elevated myocardial infarction. There's no blue highlight. This means need to explore further. As you can see, there is a gray plus icon. You can click for detail. This is for optional post coordination. The results will appear like this. And some results are there. If you click on show all 6, the entire set of matching terms will appear. So these are matching terms. And you can select or you can choose the most appropriate term out of these. And if you need to post coordination option is available. And you can click on the appropriate gray plus icon. Here, acute non-ST elevation myocardial infarction may be the correct term, matching term. And if you want to post coordinate, you can click on the gray plus icon and it will show you other post coordination options. And if you are aware of the specific anatomy, if additional information is available in the diagnosis, you can select the appropriate coronary artery and or any other associated conditions such as coronary atherosclerosis. You type a diagnostic statement in the search bar, the coding tool will find the best match. As you can see here, cancer of stomach is typed in the search bar and the blue highlighted stem code malignant neoplasm of stomach unspecified is found. So this is the best match for this search. Another example, osteoarthritis of right knee. Blue highlighted stem code For osteoarthritis of right knee, coding tool will find the best match, including code combinations, post coordination, and information for left or right, laterality, whether it is the right knee joint or the left knee joint. So results appears according to the matching score. Therefore, most appropriate code and the set of terms appears at the top. So this is how the coding tool will find the best match, including code combinations by post coordinating and information for left or right laterality. So code for ST arthritis is FA01.Z, and to indicate right side XK9K. Osteoarthritis of knee FA01.Z. Laterality is indicated by the code extension code XK9K. This is another example of how coding tool provides code combinations. The search is for stroke left anterior cerebral artery. The code for stroke 8B11.5Z. And then to indicate the laterality, left side XK8G, and to indicate the anterior cerebral artery, there is another extension code XA1VB0. So it provides code combinations: stroke, left anterior cerebral artery. Flexible search is another feature of the coding tool. The way searching is performed in the flexible search mode is different in the following aspects. In the regular search mode, the coding tool will only give you results that contain all of the words that you have used in your search. It accepts different variants or synonyms of the words, but essentially it searches for a result that contains all components of your search. Whereas in flexible search mode, the results do not have to contain all of the words that you typed. It would still try to find the best matching phrase, but there may be words in your search that are not matched at all. In this example, we are looking for cellulitis of index finger, and there is no exact matching term, so we got no results, but the coding tool advises us to try flexible search. So when you get no results, you can try flexible search. So when you click on flexible search, there is a reminder that flexible search is on. It appears here. And now we get a list of suggested search results. The first option includes the correct condition cellulitis, but the exact anatomy index finger is missing. The first option is cellulitis of finger, but index finger is missing. And always check your research results for the plus sign. There is gray plus icon for optional post coordination, which means we can add more detail if we like. So clicking the gray plus icon opens the browser for you to add the post-coordinated code for anatomy. So we look for index finger because the search term is cellulitis of index finger. Notice the use additional code if desired note, which means you can add specific anatomy if you wish to. So under the specific anatomy, use additional code if desired. It is very useful to use the search box. So in the search box, you can just type index finger. If not, you can search for index finger. So type in index finger and choose from the search results. Index finger appears here. The code is XA6NZO. So the ICD-11 code for your selected post coordination appears here. This code has been chosen by you. Here are you find the cluster of two codes, one B70.Z, cellulitis of finger, and to indicate index finger, XA6NZO. It's a cluster of two codes. Notice how the extension code was post-coordinated to the stem code. Another feature is quick copying. Clicking on the code or on the code's title or pressing the Enter key on keyboard copies the code selected into the clipboard. You can check what code is copied in the clipboard at any time on the right top of the page. Here is the select button. You can just click on the select button and the selected codes will appear here. Entity details. Clicking on details link on the right of every result opens the entity details content. As indicated by the arrow, you can click on details and it will open details of these destination entities. For example, details of brucellosis, 1B95 brucellosis appears here. Then there is another interesting feature, chapter distribution filter. The switch button on the right side opens the chapter distribution and is able to set filters for the search. So when this switch is on, the chapter distribution shows the number of matches found in each chapter of the classification. By default, the system searches all chapters except the extension codes and the traditional medicine. One can change the filter by clicking on the check boxes near the chapter names. If unticked, the results from that chapter are not shown. Clicking on a chapter title will show you the results only from that chapter. Clicking on the show results from the default set will set the chapter filters that you have defined and give you results from all chapters except the extension codes and the traditional medicine. So if you click on the infections chapter, the results from the infections chapter will appear. And if you click on the button show results from default set, it will go back to the original mode. Integrated browser. When the entity details are displayed, clicking on the maximized icon opens the ICD-11 browser within the coding pool. So this is a very helpful feature. You can just click on C in hierarchy and it will open the integrated browser within the coding pool. So integrated browser is displayed in the window. So you can see how the condition is classified in the hierarchy. Let's try to differentiate some terms used in ICD-11. ICD-11 entity, entity title, ICD-11 code, ICD-11 category, and index term. Now you are able to use the coding tool successfully. Let's familiarize ourselves with ICD-11 jargon. The building blocks of ICD-11 are the ICD-11 entities. So we have seen how the coding tool displays our search results under destination entities. Let's take a closer look at one of these entities. Lower limb venous eczema, EF70. This is the ICD-11 code for this entity, EF70. The ICD is the International Standard Diagnostic Classification. Codes are what makes ICD a classification because they enable us to classify diagnosis and medical conditions under an exhaustive set of mutually exclusive categories to aggregate data at pre-prescribed levels of specialization for different purposes. EF70 is ICD-11 code, and lower limb venous eczema is the entity title. Venous dermatitis is an index term under this entity, lower limb venous eczema. Index terms are the synonyms, abbreviations, narrower terms, or inclusions listed in ICD-11 under an entity. That is, they have the same ICD-11 code. Index terms share the same ICD-11 code as the entity title. Some entities have many index terms, but the coding tool will only provide you with the index term that includes the words you typed into the coding tool search box. This means that when you look up a diagnosis, the coding tool not only searches entity titles, but also the index terms under those entities. Let's learn about entity details, description, inclusions, exclusions. Here is an entity details example. This is the entity title, lower limb venous eczema. ICD-11 code is EF70. These are index terms, venous dermatitis, varicose dermatitis. This is a description which describes lower limb venous eczema. Some clinical information about the condition. This is Plasmodium vivax malaria without complication, 1F41.Z. These are exclusions. So these are the conditions excluded from this category, and they are not classified under this category IF41.Z. Here is another example, autoimmune pancreatitis. We have seen how the coding tool displays our search results under destination entities. Autoimmune pancreatitis appears as a blue highlighted stem code. Let's take a closer look at one of these entities, autoimmune pancreatitis, DC33. Here is the entity title, and this is the ICD-11 code for this entity. Then there are matching terms, and these are the index term under this entity. Autoimmune pancreatitis with other organ involvement, without other organ involvement, type 2 autoimmune pancreatitis featuring GEL. And here is a description. Let's move on to another feature of ICD-11 coding tool, related maternal codes. Let's code the diagnosis for a pregnant patient who has pneumonia. In the search bar, we type pneumonia. Your search results appear below. We have a code for pneumonia CA40.Z, pneumonia organism unspecified. However, notice the yellow J icon. This is how the ICD-11 coding tool helps draws your attention that there is a maternal chapter alternative code for this condition. In mortality coding, the codes from Chapter 18, pregnancy, childbirth, and puerperium will be used as the underlying cause of death. If the decedent is pregnant at the time of death, or if the death occurs within 42 days of termination of pregnancy. So you click on the yellow icon. As usual, we get more details about the entity. Notice this special part. It tells you that for maternal cases, there is an alternative code. JB64.5, diseases of the respiratory system, complicating pregnancy, childbirth, or the puerperium. That's because the coding rules haven't changed. As in ICD-10, codes from the pregnancy, childbirth, or the puerperium, chapter takes sequence in priority over code from other chapters. The correct code cluster in our case for a pregnant patient with pneumonia is offered here, JB64.5 / CA40.Z. All we need to do is click it. This opens up the browser to the maternal code from Chapter 18, pregnancy, childbirth, or the puerperium. The amazing thing is that we get the post-coordinated code for pneumonia automatically added. The cluster code is ready-made for you in the right order. Related perinatal codes. A newborn baby with pneumonia. As you type pneumonia, your search results appear below. And notice the purple K icon. Click the purple icon. The correct code in our case for a newborn with pneumonia is offered here, KB24, congenital pneumonia. If the baby is in the perinatal period, the purple K icon should be clicked and the appropriate code will appear. So here is the summary of using the coding tool. So in an upcoming session, we will go through some more coding examples. And this chart shows you how you use coding tool. So you type in your search term in the coding tool. If you have found what you are looking for, you just click it. And if there is a plus sign, if it is a gray plus, you have the choice to post coordinate. And if it is a red plus, you must post coordinate. And we will discuss this feature in the next video. And if there is no plus sign, then nothing you have to do, you are done. And if you don't find what you are looking for, then you may have to try flexible search. And if you don't find what you are looking for, even with you attempting flexible search, then you can break down your search terms, try removing extra details, and try the coding tool again. So this brings us to the end of this video on ICD 11 coding tool. We will meet again with our next video on ICD 11 coding examples, when we will discuss more information about how to search diagnosis in coding tool. Thank you very much.